Well, well, well. So everything that I've been saying, RawTruth Media that is, as well as other YouTube channels, have pointed out that the organization has to fix a lot of problems. The fact that Lamelo Ball couldn't even get his number one jersey number is pathetic in itself. A top 3 draft pick. You couldn't even get a role player, a good role player that is, but a role player, to come off out of that number. And it happens all the time. The NBA is a grown man's game. And if you're the top dog, if you're the top draft pick, 9 out of 10 times you get what you want. But this whole organization wanted to live by its mantra that you had to earn it. In treating Lamelo like a role player, like another regular starter. But last night, yesterday, Lamelo kept it real with the media, and he told everyone how he felt, and I'll chime in.
I should have asked you to follow up on this, but your number changed. I know you wanted to change.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Did that happen? Or
It's supposed to. I ain't supposed to wear 2 ever again in my life. Yeah.
you like that?
Man, I promise you. If I see a 2, though, I don't know what I'm going to do for real. I ain't going to lie to you.
You say a little bit about that last night. You got the gear and the chain thing.
Yeah, I ain't never been 2. It's just weird out there for real. Yeah, for sure. It just don't feel like you playing for real. It's like, I don't know who this is. I don't know who number 2 is. I know my brother, that's it. I don't know no other number 2s.
You mentioned your brother and Joe. So he was in Greensboro for most of the season, man. Just what was it like, I guess, having not that far from you, you kind of interacting with him a few times a year you could at all?
Yeah, nah, that's cool too. But you know how the schedules be. You don't really get to see it for real. Yeah, you kind of be over there and then we be over here.
If there's a cure for this, I don't want it. I don't need it. And if there's a cure for this, the Charlotte Hornets. Is there a cure for this, what you call it, flea market organization? Being cheap, not wanting to get actual dogs on this team that can do their job and not selfish. Can they at least do that for once? Now, the topic today is about Lamelo Ball keeping it 1,000. I repeat, 1,000 with the media, saying that he doesn't want to wear number 2. And you should look at the reactions of the JB followers. And some Hornet fans, not all, the ones who say it's not about Lamelo. I have something to tell you. The reality of the NBA. It is about Lamelo. It is about any player that's a franchise prospect, franchise cornerstone. And now, I'm not here to compare Lamelo to Luka and all those other talented players. He doesn't even have the keys yet, so I can't even do that anyway. Let's not forget it. But I will say this. This is a message. What Lamelo just stated right there, that was a message to the organization. And one thing I noticed about the Ball family, especially Lamelo, because he has a ruling class mentality. He's not a follower. He does everything he wants to do. He's always been that way. He's always been a wild card. He's very good at throwing subliminal, not subliminal shots, but subliminal messages to get his point across. And I understand him fully. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to get what he's trying to say. It takes common sense. And what he wants, I'm just going off, I'm looking at the body language and everything. What he wants is to be treated as such. He wants to be treated as the face of the Hornets. He was supposed to be treated like that from the moment he got drafted. And here's the crazy part. Michael Jordan, Mitch Kupchak. LaMelo Ball fell to number 3. Right there. If this was any team in the NBA, if this was any other NBA team, do you really think that they would be messing with his minutes? Now, I'll say this. If LaMelo was a Warrior, of course he would have to share time with Steph, who is the greatest shooter of all time, and he'll play alongside with Jordan Poole, and that probably would have happened. But here's where the Warriors messed up at. If you would have had LaMelo Ball, if you would have drafted him, when Steph Curry gets past his prime, the Warriors would have had another decade to build upon and have dominance. That's what would have happened. Let me use an example. And God rest his soul, Len Bias. Do you all realize if Len Bias did not die, the Celtics, I'm not saying that they would have won a bunch of championships, but Jordan probably wouldn't have won 6. I guarantee if Len Bias did not pass away, because remember, he was the number 2 pick in the 86 draft by the Celtics. And I don't know how the Celtics were able to get that draft pick. I think they traded Dennis Johnson and some other player. Correct me if I'm wrong, family. That probably would have prolonged Larry Bird's career. Because after 86, Larry Bird kept getting back injuries, having to sacrifice and play extra minutes. They didn't have the depth, meaning the Celtics, as they once did when Larry Bird first got there. It would have changed all the fortunes. But I'll mention this is because when you draft someone high, even if you have a Hall of Fame player, it prolongs the organization to have more success rate for a long time. Let's compare it to the Lakers. First, it was, we could go down the line, but I'm going to start here. When they acquired Wilt Chamberlain, they were winning. Now, they didn't win all the championships, but he won one with the Lakers. And then after Wilt Chamberlain, they got Kareem. And then following years, they acquired Magic Johnson in the draft. So the Lakers, for 2 decades plus, even before they acquired Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, 30 years of success. They may not have won a championship every year, but there was a high success rate through the playoffs and being a contender for 30 plus years. So the Warriors, you dropped the ball. And this is not Warrior fans' fault. This is Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr is very emotional. And there were reports that the comments that LeVar Ball made about him being a vanilla coach of the NBA rubbed him the wrong way. And this is another reason why it's best for management to make the decisions, not for head coaches. You let your scouting department as well as your GMs make the move that you need to win. Unless you're like a head coach that knows how to roster build, that's a different story. But Warriors, what could have been. But back on subject. Charlotte, the time is now. Stop fooling around and trying to psychoanalyze the situation. Give this young man the damn keys. And if you do that, and if you restructure this roster, and especially get a new coach, head coach that is, there's a good chance he could stay with Charlotte. I guarantee it. But if you don't do those things and you expect Lamelo to stay with this bum coach, oh, he's out of there. Now, the biggest lie on social media is that all Lamelo fans want Lamelo to go with the Lakers. You know, that'd be cool. I'm not going to front. But if you talk to most Lamelo fans, they'll honestly tell you they don't care if it's Toronto. They don't care if it's Orlando. They don't care if it's Detroit. They don't care if it's New York. They don't care if it's OKC. If LaMelo is able to be LaMelo, they're happy. You're talking about fans who had to watch LaMelo play in Lithuania on streams, waking up early just to watch him play. That's how dedicated of fans they are. And the one thing that I credit LaMelo fans on being is objective most part. Now, some of them are super fans, of course, but most of them are objective. If LaMelo is passive as hell and not being a conscious scorer that he usually is, they usually call it out. But they also understand that they have to be fair because LaMelo doesn't, again, have the keys. And he's playing for a coach who's a narcissist in JB. Michael Jordan, do the right thing, brother. Do the right thing, as a Spike Lee would say. And build around LaMelo. Number one, get him his damn number. You know damn well he's not number 2. He's number 1. You would have made way more money than you did last season if you would have just done the right thing. You know what's crazy about this before I go? Is that talking with most LaMelo fans, a lot of them didn't buy his jerseys because he didn't have number 1. It didn't look right. I didn't buy his jersey. I bought everything else but that jersey. It's just odd. When I think about LaMelo playing basketball, I think about him wearing number 1, not no number 2. It's always been like that. LaMelo number 1, Lonzo number 2, Jello number 3. That's odd as hell. So MJ, do the right thing. LaMelo, keep your head up. I know you're going to put in work this offseason. This is RawTruth Media, and I'm out.